2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Belmont or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Well, we've seen the Carlton draft taking place yet again in 2025. This time it's heading over to West Australia.
Yeah. We already spoke to Pav because he's put his hand up for it and he's going to be one of the draftees.
He is. But now we've got another contender
Oh,
in the
my
mix.
God.
Oh, he's a top tenner for sure.
Ah, yeah.
Wil Schofield, come on down.
Scoey, what are you doing?
Hello,
Scoey.
guys. I feel like I'm a regular. No,
I know.
Sure, this is like the Scoey show.
Yeah, I know, right? Twice in a week, basically. So you're going to pull the boots on again, old fella?
Yeah, look, the coming out of retirement has happened a few times now. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I made a spectacular return to the West Coast Eagles waffle side.
Yes, you did.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Kicked one of the great goals the Waffle's ever seen, probably.
Yeah.
And now I'm coming back again for the Carlton draft. I'm very excited for myself. I'm very worried about Matt Pavlich, got to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's got bigger thighs than you, so they could run into all kinds of trouble along the journey there.
He looks in, like, you know, one of the great stories, pristine Pavlich from Ross Light. Like, he looks in pristine condition. You see him reading the news. He's up there. He's got his suit on. Yeah. I just don't know if he's match ready. But, you know, of course, teams around Western Australia will be able to pick him up. Just buyer beware, because I'm worried about Pav.
Yeah, okay. I mean, some of these teams, let's say just for want of better terms, out in the wheat belt, right?
Yeah.
But they have looking for
on
success.
Community footy, and they might not have had a win for a while. So this is their big chance.
So you look at the big Pav and you go, well, he's kicked 700 goals. You know, we need to get some scores on the board. But would you like that type of player, or do you go for the defensive edge that Wil Schofield brings to the team? Of course, you're a swing man as well, just like James Sicily will.
Yeah, James Sicily would be a player that I would look at right now and say, you know, am I that sort of player? Yes, I am. I don't. Well, I'm very proud to announce, not announce, but tell you, I am the first backman to ever be available for the Carlton draft. That just like every other award, every other media type, carrying on about the mids and the forwards. Yeah. I'm the first backman to be available,
workhorse.
and I will. And you know what? Backs win premierships. That's what we do. So you can take Pavlich, no worries. Have your 700 goals. Well, if you want someone who stops 700, I'll be taking Wil Schofield.
Exactly, and also like Pavlich, 0 premierships. Schofield, do you want to say?
That's correct. So
1-0.
I don't. Yeah, well, but, you know, that's you've said that. No, I haven't said that. You won't get me on the record saying that.
Scully, we're looking forward to the start of the AFL season, so you'll be doing the game on Sunday, all ready for the West Coast Eagles to begin their campaign?
Yeah, funnily enough, I'll be working alongside Matthew Pavlich on Fox Footy, which we're excited about. So I am being a little facetious with his form. But, yeah, really excited to call the game West Coast Gold Coast. I'm excited for Freo Geelong as well. What an opportunity for the Dockers to go down to my neck of the woods, guys. I'm from Geelong, so know that it can sometimes be a little bit of a sleepy hollow. But Freo's got a pretty good record there. So I'm excited about that. But, yeah, West Coast Gold Coast over here. And probably, if you look at West Coast draw, it's one of their best chances to get a win in early, like 6, 7, 8 rounds. This is probably one of their best. No Mac Andrews, no Flanders. So they'd be hoping to get a win on the board. I'm not sure if they can do it, but it's going to be a good game.
I understand that every coach that's begun their career at West Coast have won their first game.
Oh, that's a stat.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Minnie McWalter will be under a lot of pressure heading into this one. And you're right, the West Coast Eagles, with playing the Gold Coast Suns, here's the pressure on the Gold Coast Suns, though, is enormous because they've been in the competition for so long. Second year with Damien Hardwick.
Yeah, the dimmer effects,
They're expecting to play finals, and if you're expecting to play finals, you would hope that you would beat a team that was down the bottom of the ladder to kick things off, Scully.
the expectations on the Gold Coast Suns are so valid and
They're
so
valid?
necessary.
Okay.
I mean, they've never played finals in their existence. They have got the coach now. They've got this young group of mids. They've got everything that they need, yet they haven't been able to perform. So, yeah, there's no side with greater expectation than Gold Coast, and it's rightfully so. So, yeah, I think they'd be happy to be playing West Coast, but they'll probably get more than they bargained for. A little bit like, you know, if you do draft me in the Carlton draft and you're a local club, you're probably going to get a bit more than perhaps you can actually, you know, think about. Like, I don't have the All-Australians, don't have the captaincy. You know, I'm not Captain Pavlich, I'm not Mr. America, but I reckon I can hold my own. But I might actually ask to play forward. That could actually be good.
Oh, Scully, what I would love to see, Scully, is that two teams draft. One team drafts you, one team drafts Pav, and they're playing one another, and you have to play on him.
Well, Pav would say that he was once an All-Australian backman, which is correct. He's one of the greats of all time, right? So he was named in the back line. I just don't think he is truly a backman. Like, he will say that he is, but Sean, I mean, you've been a teammate of his. He ain't a backman. You know what a backman is.
Scully, this is what happened. Chris Connolly put him as a backman. He was a spare man in defence the whole time, just clocking up the kicks left, right and centre.
Yeah,
He's
goes all Australian.
I mean, come on, give us a spell.
Yeah, correct. He's a forward. If I've ever seen a forward, it's Matthew Pavlich.
Yeah, he's a champion.
Hey, Scully, Sean's got a bone to pick with you, by the way.
So, Scully, we're swimming.
Okay, mate?
No, we're swimming off against the West Coast Eagles, the old Fremantle Dockers, the old West Coast Eagles, this Saturday over to the Porter Pub. You guys are the reigning champions. So I get this text message from my mate Pete the other day. He said, who's the West Coast Eagles? I found sixth member to their team. And apparently he's an absolute gun. I heard Scully talking about it on radio. They've got this guy that's just going to be an absolute gun. And I was trying to rack my brain on what player this could be. And then I got a message or call from another mate yesterday who tells me it's a former Olympic-level swimmer that's joined your team illegally.
And hasn't ever played for the West Coast Eagles. Is that the suggestion?
So, look, okay, so can I explain?
Yes, please.
Or not? Is that all right? Okay. So, I mean, just to correct you, he's not an Olympic-level swimmer.
Won a world championship.
No, he's an Olympian. He's an Olympic swimmer, not level swimmer. He's an Olympic swimmer. He's 92 Barcelona games as a swimmer. So let's just get that straight. Look, I don't know if he's played any games for West Coast.
He's not played.
Okay.
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I haven't looked into it. You might have looked into it, Sean. I haven't looked into it. All I know is this man, for my entire time at West Coast, he was at the club. Now, was he working in the commercial space?
Who cares? Who cares, mate?
He was general manager of business strategy and growth for the West Coast Eagles Football Club.
Mate.
Formerly held the position of general manager.
Who's the captain of your team?
9 years.
Scully? Who's the captain of your team?
It's Drew Banfield.
Well, I'll be having stern words to him.
Sean, in 2010, at the age of 41, he won the Rottnest Channel Swim.
There you go. He can do it by yourself.
This is some amazing recruiting, Will.
Scully, this is bullshit, mate.
Shorty, Matt. So our swimmer not only is Olympian, he's won the Rotto Swim.
You know what I'm picturing you? You're back on the back of Millie's boat having a Carlton draft, just sitting there as this one person swims all the way to Rottnest.
Shorty, mate, it's a 20k swim, and this recruit is going to swim 19 kilometres, and we've got beers stacked up on the boat.
Scully,
best day ever.
Did you pick him up in the Carlton draft, perchance?
Correct. Very good. Carlton draft, Carlton drive, they're all in the SQ. Well, Dean Peters is the man. Like I said, look, I don't know if we're pretty close to game day, so I don't know if there'll be enough time to
it's a
validate if he's. Well, we don't know if he's played or not. I don't know if he can prove that.
No, but he definitely worked. He's been involved at the club. Nobody said he actually played.
We'll get Brianna Throstle down for a half a day's work experience with the Dockers, and let's see them two go toe to toe.
Go on then.
Nah. I'm not having it.
He was there for 10 years.
Last year, the Dockers competed with only 5 people because I swam by myself.
Yes. Yeah.
I was the Dean Peters.
You're not a team player.
It sounds like sounds like an excuse to me. Like
That's against the rules.
I'm not part of your team selection. I didn't make you swim with people last year, did I?
No,
That was
Shaun,
your-
literally Shaun did.
We were
That was
struggling
his
just
fault.
like you guys, and we didn't bring in an Olympian, the guy that holds the record of swimming to rock
Yeah, but has an
single-handedly.
Olympian ever worked at your club?
Yeah, like Sean, like it's not my fault that you haven't had any Olympic swimmers working at the football club. Like I can't control that.
That's on you.
It's just a forfeit, guys. It's a forfeit. You know.
No, he's taller than
It's
4
gonna be
foot,
good.
for sure. Good luck swimming to Roto, Scoey, and good luck in the Carlton draft as well.
Thank you. I'm hoping a West Australian side picks me up in the Carlton draft. And yeah,
No
I
doubt.
think it'd be great to have Pavlich and Schofield against each other.
Yeah,
That'd be lovely.
how good would that be? Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
But you playing in the forward line and him in the back line, because that makes more sense.
Get
Good on
Dean
you.
Peters on the field somewhere, would you? Make it validate the situation.
At least Sean's not bitter about it, though, Scoey. I'm not going to be hearing
mate,
about
it's a
this for the
forfeit.
next 6 months.
It's a forfeit.
I'll see you at Roto, Shorty. I'll be waiting there for about 4 hours.
Exactly. 10 cans in.
He's going to be fresh as a daisy. Love your work, Scoey. Thanks, mate.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Morley or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Jordan Clarke
Judge.
is our docker for the year. We met him last week. George, you come in early for us. Good on you, mate.
Yeah, I'm not really an early morning person, as you can tell. I've just tripped up there. But, it's good to get out of bed and get into it.
Is it? Is it really? I mean, come on. What time would you normally get up? I know at Freo you have to get in there relatively early, but how's your normal day pan out?
Obviously pre-season you get in there pretty early. It's pretty hot, so
Yeah, you
gotta
beat the heat. Yeah.
But in the start of the season, so round about now, the early morning arrivals sort of just tinker their way back a bit to about past 9:30 at times.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's a
very
bit more
nice.
reasonable, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's very reasonable.
Hey, it's going to be a big game for you to head back to Geelong. You were there a few seasons ago before we nabbed you to come back to the West. The guys were talking to you a little bit about the people you might catch up over there. So, former teammates, you get to have a chat to?
Yeah, I will catch up with a few former teammates. Obviously, sort of spoken about it a couple of bit, but Joel, who's had a big part in my footballing life.
Selwood, yeah.
And me as a person. So, no, I'll definitely catch up with him. The player development manager, funnily enough, Mark Worthington. He was awesome for me through some tougher years as well when I was in and out of the team and,
Yeah.
you're homesick and that sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
he's another good one.
Were you billeted out when you first arrived in Geelong?
I had a host family though.
Okay.
Sorry, I
So
will-
not other players. It was a host family.
Yeah, I was with a host family, the best
Yeah.
host family in the world. Too.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, so I will catch up with them as well.
That's nice.
I left them off the list, but
So how does that, come about? We see it here with all the guys that come over here. They're put into a host family, but how awkward is it?
Because you're moving in with a bunch of strangers. Like, you don't know these people.
yeah, no, it is certainly awkward. You're in someone else's house.
Yeah.
to begin with, so
Yeah, and you're kind of creeping around like,
They don't know you, you don't know them.
No, and not only is it like probably weird for you, it's probably weird for them if they're doing it for the first time.
Yeah.
But luckily, my host family had Mark O'Connor.
Okay.
yeah,
So
yep.
they were quite experienced.
Yeah, big shoes to fill though because he's like the perfect human.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I was-
okay.
was nowhere near that.
He's
but-
always helping with the dishes and stuff.
Yeah. But my family were really good. They were obviously a very sporty family. They had tennis court and stuff like that. And they
Oh,
had
nice.
2 older siblings and a 1 younger. And now he's like 21, 20.
Yeah.
But back then he was only in like year 8 or.
So you just slotted into their family, essentially. So they treated you, it's like The Blind Side. They took in an athlete, basically.
Yeah, no, it's 100% like the blind side for sure.
Oh, that's
It's amazing, isn't it?
Matthew Carr was telling me many years ago. So when he first got drafted to Collingwood back in the day, he was like a 17-year-old, and he's come from Gamelling, right? So
Yes.
he loads
Tiny
over
town.
tiny town in the wheat belt. So he heads over to Collingwood and he's shitting his pants, to be fair. And they put him into Collingwood House, which is across the road from Victoria Park, where it was run by just this older lady who had like 5 or 6
So it's like a boarding house
Yeah.
for newly arrived Collingwood players.
Yeah, and they put him in with some absolute maniacs at the time. So when he lobbed in there, these guys were just running amok. Like, they were just ripping this house to shreds. They were in and out.
And he's like a
all night
17-year-old
longs.
country kid just going, what's happening?
Yeah, and after a while, I mean, in the end, Matthew ended up finishing the season, and I don't think he didn't play any senior games, and he left Collingwood. He just got in his car and drove back to WA.
I said, I'm not going back.
And he ended up getting delisted from Collingwood, but because he wouldn't come back.
Yes.
But then they came over to watch him play, and he actually started in the reserves for East Fremantle, and they came over to watch him play because they wanted to catch up with him. He wouldn't return any of their calls. And he noticed that the recruiting guy was on the boundary over near where the players all sit, and the siren had finished. He walked to the other side of the ground, got in his car, got his, I think, parents or something to come around and pick him up, and just took off, so he didn't have to catch up with them.
That's wild, isn't it?
Not a bad time.
It's a different time, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, Shea Bolton's under a bit of injury cloud. There is a couple of guys that are just nursing injuries heading into round one.
Fifey as well.
Yeah. What's the feeling like around that at the club at the moment?
I mean, it's natural at any club at the moment.
Yeah.
I think boys are always sore, no matter what time of the year it is. And I think, I expect that most of them will pass their fitness tests today.
Yeah.
Obviously, Shea's one that, it's a bit of stress related. So you don't really want to push that too hard if he is a bit sore, given the risk versus reward. But I think, Alex Pearce had a good month. Didn't play the last couple of games to make sure he could get up for round one. So I'm hopeful that he ticks the box. Drapes had a little hammy. Saw him moving around the other day. He looks pretty good as well. So, and then I don't know, maybe Sonny and, he had a jab on his knee and stuff like that. So I'm not really too much into the medical side of the game, but I'm hopeful.
Oh, so you're not a doctor? That's weird. There's been a bit of a chatter for some reason this year more than others about playing pre-season games and whether that's beneficial or not. What's your vibe on that? Because the risk, of course, is injury that stops players from playing in the proper season, but versus not being match fit, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it's always going to be a bit of a debate.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd rather not play against your teammates. Like the intra-club scratch matches.
Yeah.
They're the ones that.
And what about the Indigenous All-Stars game where you're playing against some of your teammates? How was that?
No, that was good.
Yeah.
We didn't lay a glove on them, as you can tell.
They were too quick, mate.
Weren't they amazing? Yeah.
But no, I just don't like the intra-clubs. I don't like playing against.
Yeah.
We would have.
It's hard to go as hard as you need to against your teammates, isn't it?
Yeah, and then obviously you look at it and some boys who are veterans and out starters, and then there's blokes trying to prove their.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be blokes cracking in. Some blokes just, I don't need to put me head over that one. And personally, wherever I play, I like to just have a go. But it's always two sides. To the
a bit mixed emotions.
Jordan, on that, it is a pre-season. Sorry, it's an intra-club game, so you don't want to take people's heads off. But the game's getting reviewed by assistant coaches and all line coaches. So are they judging you on what should happen at the very height of a game versus what is a natural intra-club?
Yeah, obviously there's many things that your game gets judged off. Obviously there's our game style, game plan, the behaviours that your role requires, and if you're not meeting those, then it's pretty evident that you're going to get sat down by the coaches. You're going to review that and learn it a bit more, or make sure you can nail it. But and then the basic skill work like kicking, marking, handballing, not missing targets, that stuff as well. But when it comes to the floor,
1% stuff, and putting your body on the line.
Yeah, like could you have finished off that tackle? And
it's like, I could have.
Yeah, could have, but you could have put it.
Yeah, but also I like him. He's me mate.
Yeah. So.
Now you did say because you guys are playing Geelong, you played at Geelong. You're expecting to be booed.
Yeah, yep. No, the Cats fans love me. Yeah. They always give me a welcome home when I get back there, so it's a great place to be.
So they're literally when you run out or every time you touch the ball. How does it work?
I don't know. Hopefully it's got past them now. It's been nearly 4 years. So. But
never forget though.
It used to be when I touched the ball once every quarter or so like that, they'd get into me. But I think I love that part of the game. To be honest, I think. When I first happened to be my first year,
you're like,
I actually laughed and I kind of enjoyed it. Like,
I
don't know why, it was kind of cool. But
because they're acknowledging you.
I didn't mind it. And
some people will be intimidated by that.
Yeah.
You got a whole stadium full of people just booing
who
you.
hate your guts.
I mean, who did? Hayden Ballantyne loved that stuff.
Oh yeah, you could tell he revelled in it. Yeah,
he loves most things blokes don't, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He does.
It's a bit unusual.
Crazy.
We played. Tony Modra came and played for Fremantle back in the day, and
Yes.
of course, everyone knew Tony Modra as the hero of Adelaide.
Yes.
When we went
The
to
golden
play
boy.
the Crows over at Footy Park, it was like a home game.
Yes.
No one was booing him. It was the
Oh, they were
opposite.
cheering him.
It was like we ran out in the field in front of 40,000 people rather than
Wow.
Adelaide because they were cheering him so
Can you
much. It was
imagine that
amazing.
happening these days?
Oh, I don't reckon there's anyone that gets that.
No one does.
No one
no.
would.
No. It's hard to imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony Modra.
Well, good luck for the round one. This is like Christmas Eve for you guys.
Yeah, no, it is. We just got to get down to Geelong first. And
Yeah.
actually a bit of turn of events. It's 37 degrees down there on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's an
and raining
absolute
here in
stitch
Perth,
up, isn't
so-
it?
Yeah.
But you at least have done all your pre-season and that
Condition,
sort of
mate.
heat. You should be good for it.
Yeah. No, I'm
Unlike those
looking
Geelong boys. All right. Good luck, Jordan. Thank you.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Northbridge or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.